So it's my pleasure to please welcome Bruno to speak to us. Yeah. All right, so Bruno will speak to us for 10 minutes and then we get a chance to ask him questions for another 10 minutes. Thank you.
So much. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm glad to be here again. I was here last year. How many people were here last year when I came? If you just... Okay. Wow. And I know he's been talking to me, he's been sharing my testimony. So is there any need for me to really go share my testimony again? Okay, I have. My name is Bruno. I worked in the financial institution for over 12 years. Yeah, the last place I worked was Sky Bank, where I was asked to resign. They pushed me to my destiny. So now I actually started as a barber. From barbering, I moved to hairstyling. From hairstyling, I became an entrepreneur. From there, public speaking. And now I'm going to launch very soon. They're going to I'll be walking the wrong ways because I'm working on my six pack. Because I'm going to be introducing my brand, the Bruno's brand. And you can see my shoe. I'm still launching the logo on different platforms. Very soon we're going to launch that. Officially, I resigned from Bruno's place this year because I clocked 50 last year. I told myself I was supposed to retire at 40. But you know how this country is. But I'm happy that now, officially, I've retired. So I have enough time to do the public speaking, crack my jokes, and do my fashion. I have a shop in Ikeja City Mall. Ikeja City Mall is the busiest mall in Nigeria and the most expensive mall, I think, in Africa. I also have one in Jabi Lake Mall. Jabi Lake Mall is not the biggest mall in Abuja and the busiest and the most expensive mall in Abuja. Like, people always say, it's because you are in the mall. That is why you're doing very well. But go and check the mall. So many shops are packing up. But we've been there for 7 years. We actually started with Jabi Lake Mall. 4 years, and we are still there. What do? We just barb hair. We do female hair. And we are surviving. So there must be some things that we're doing that's making us to stay in those places. Let me just, like when people always ask, how much do you pay? In Ikeja City Mall, now I pay 2.2 million naira monthly. Yes, not yearly, 2.2 million naira monthly. Then the one in Abuja, I pay 1.5 million naira monthly. Yes. So when you look at me, just look at me. You know, and it's been fun. It's really been fun for me. The best thing that has happened to me is Bruno's place. Bruno's place is like a school. It's like a school. I've learned a lot of things, you know, running Bruno's place. Now, life is just so easy for me. So the brief that he gave me, I know there are a lot of, everybody here, there are business people, right? So I don't really need to talk about branding because I know by now, whether by hook or crook, you have your own business that you're doing. So you must have, you know, you have a story because a brand has to do with your story. You know, when I say your story, it's not what happened to you. It is what you make out of what happened to you. I was asked to resign from the bank. That's what some of my colleagues died because they couldn't handle the shock. At least about 4 of them died. And some of them were even higher than me in the bank. But that was what happened to them. But I turned my story, you know, to a brand. So when I say you have your story, you know, I'm talking about it's not what happened to you, but what you make out of what happened to you. So that's what you package. That's what you market. That's what you sell. But you express it to whatever you're doing. Like I tell people I'm a brand, but I express it through hairstyling. You know, I personally believe, when I was in the bank, the mistake I made when I was in the bank, I thought banking, I was born to be a banker. Until I discovered that banking, or whatever you do, is just like a career. You know, there's difference between career and purpose. Purpose is just for you to add value to people and you give glory to God, but you can express it through career. So now, I was in the bank, it was difficult, very difficult for me, but now I'm doing hairstyling. It's very easy. You know, I switched from banking to hairstyling. So I was not born a banker. So you were born to fulfill purpose, and purpose is to add value. People pay for value. And you know, but when you give glory to God, God also gives you, you know, He gives you, there's a special reward, you know, that He gives to you in cash and in kind. Having said that, He said I should talk about revenue, how to grow your revenue. See, one thing I want you to take away from here, money does not work on the street. People go with money. Have you ever seen money walking on the street? It's people that go with money. So don't pursue money. You know, pursue people. Just pursue people. And one thing that I've found that is helping me so far is that I don't just pursue everybody. You know, I know my people. I know my customers. You know, so what you should do, find your tribe, find your people. See, I don't deal with external customers. I deal with internal customers. They are my customers. Who are my external customers? My staff. So I relate with them. They relate with the external customers. So I manage them. I till them. I walk them. You know, just the Bible say, till. Yes, they're my earth. You know, they are my guardian. You know, I don't delay their salary. I don't joke with them. I do this for them every Friday, where I teach them everything that I know, so that they can be productive. So I zoom on them, I focus on them. And the way I handle them is the way they handle the external customers. If I treat them badly, they will extend it to the external customers. And if they do that to the external customers, they will make money. So my focus, my customers are my staff. Now, I'm here. That's why I can retire now. I'm here. I just with my phone, I can see what is happening in my shop. You know, I even discovered, I was not in Abuja in December. They did higher than what they do when I'm there. I also saw Lagos, you know. I check because they send me, I get alerts. Now they're even doing better than when I was there. You know, that shows that if you handle your customers, first of all, if you know your customers and you handle them very well, you know, it will show in your bottom line. But how do you do that? First step, there's just first step that you need to take. One, which is get your story, know your story. Because people buy into, before anybody buy anything you're selling, they buy into you first. So you must have a story. You have to put a logo to it. You have to put colors, spray some perfume, you know, and make it attractive. Because you're going to get to people, right? You must have something that you can present to them. Something that is attractive, something that smells nice, something, you know, that is juicy, you know, something that is sexy. You know what I'm talking about? So if you look at me from head to toe, I'm a stylist. And you have another option, somebody under the bridge wants to do your hair. Who will you allow to do your hair? Just the way I am now. And you see somebody under the bridge wants to do your hair, you have to make a choice. Who will you allow to do your hair? I know you will choose me. So that's the first step. Have a story. Then the second step is you need to package it. You know, I don't need to talk too much about it. I know my brother has talked so much. He's very detailed when it comes to that area. Package it, you market it. then do a bit of customer service before you get to the revenue, right? You see, a lot of people spend time with the first stage. They outsource the marketing and the packaging, then they go to the customer service. But meanwhile, it's the middle that is really the work. You need to market your product. You need to package your product. They are very key. Like I tell people, this is something that I tell my staff, that sometimes when you say things say it such a way that they cannot easily forget. Packaging is what I call advanced flirting. Flirting is not a sin. Flirting is not a sin. Is it a sin? Flirticalities is not a sin. When I say flirting, it's advanced flirting, because you have to look attractive. You have to be able to get people's attention. That's what packaging does, right? While marketing is advanced begging. We have to beg. People are not willing to flirt. People are not willing to beg. They would rather outsource it to people. That's what the problem is. It's just like in a house. In a house, you can outsource everything, housemaid, everything. But do you outsource intercourse? Can you outsource it? No. This actually, packaging and marketing has a lot to do with intercourse. When I say intercourse is not a sin, everybody's looking at me. Intercourse is not. Is it a sin? Because that's where you actually interface with customers. You need to make yourself attractive to them. You also need to beg them. You need to tell them, because if you don't tell people what you are doing, if you see my staff, if you come to the mall, if you see my staff, both in Ikeja and City Mall, if you come there, they will harass. When they harass, in positive harassment, you will never see them sit down. Check their dressing, their well packaged. See the ladies, they dress very well. To dress well, is not, you don't even have to be too expensive. They do that. They do a lot of marketing, they do a lot of packaging. You need to do that. I have taught them, I have sown that in them. Now it has become a part of them. If you go to Jabi Lake Mall and you go to Ikeja City Mall, difference between my staff and every other staff, the package and the market.
Sorry, I want to interrupt you. Yeah. This is amazing because he wasn't here. But it's like a summary of all the things we've been talking about. Money doesn't work on streets. What is money? With the customer. That's actually what is, and you couldn't have it better said. But what I want us to use the remaining 5 minutes to do is actually some kind of, maybe somebody has a question or two, then we can take about a question or two, and then we go. But this is really exciting, just hearing it from him. The money is with the customer. And I think I like the emphasis on, in fact, the fact that you are able to leave your business, and then your business is still making money. It's fine.
They even ask me to go. Because if I go, I give discounts. I do a lot of discounts. So don't want to, we don't want to just live here.
And then just imagine, because that's actually what is very interesting for me. Just imagine that you have a business that makes money when you don't have to be there. Many of us, like what I ask some clients is, if you leave your business, I can ask you there. If you leave it today for 6 months, you go to Caribbean, go to different, just sail the water and come back. When you come back, you meet a business waiting for you. And so until you can answer that question, then we can set up businesses that can run without having to be physically there. What we have is not a business, what we have is a hustle. And the hustle might be a bit advanced, but it's hustle. And so the goal in both mine and then the one I encourage you to do is to set up the business in such a way that you can actually run efficiently without you for what in Stanford the language we call post-heroic leadership. Where you don't have to be the one making all the decisions, signing all the checks and all that, the business can survive without your being there. So any question? Okay, so one, okay, we can take two. I saw your hand first.
Okay. Actually raised hand is first. Actually raised his hand
I saw
first.
his first. He's raising his hands in my back, and which is a metaphor of what I'm going to be talking about in marketing. Because I actually saw a situation like this when somebody was trying to raise the leg. The professor was facing here, and he was like this, and he got angry that the professor didn't ask him. And many of us are doing that. We're raising our hands behind the customer's back. I'm wondering why we're not making sales. All right, so let's take Uche. Let's take Emoji Solar. We haven't heard of Solar, and then maybe. All right, so let's go with you. Very briefly.
Yeah, brief. Okay. My question is, how do you recruit your staff?
How do I now? My staff recruit for me. I don't recruit directly again.
I think that's just enough.
Because they're the one that recruit for me now. Because they know we have a culture. When you come, they assess you. If they know you can't fit in, Before now. Okay.
And basically, like
no, well, let me. If that means I have to go into. If I have to talk about that, I have to go deep.
Yes,
you know.
So what you have said is really very great. At least because say.
Okay, when I started, I was employing professionals, but I had issues with them. They don't stay. They are like socialists. They are like liberalists. You know. They just come one leg out. They're always looking for greener pastures. So it was pretty difficult. Most of salons are not doing very well. It's because of that. The staff are always mobile. You know what I started doing? I started recruiting security guides, cleaners. I started training them. The one person that is managing Abuja now, she came in as a cleaner and she's a school sat. Now she's earning so well. She has an official car. She has an accommodation, and she's doing so well. I have barbers that are earning over 250,000 naira monthly. These are people that I picked in the mall, same mall. So what I did, I got those few professionals and I used them to train. So when I started having plenty of these people, so I started. But when they come in now, you know I can do without them. I just like them because they are looking for a platform too. They can also use to move to the next level. So I just allowed them to stay there.
Awesome, okay.
It's my secret. It's my secret.
That's powerful.
It's actually your American secret. Just because there's no time.
Okay.
I run a specialized consulting firm. The reality is, when an entrepreneur, you don't understand this basic principle. It's the same thing in our home too. And it's the same thing.
But it's easy. It's easy. Like I always tell people, if you're going to do hairstyling, go on study somebody who is good in hairstyling. If you come in as an entrepreneur, you don't know how to train. It won't work.
You picking up those
people, yeah.
Train this thing, because for a professional hairstylist, like you said, they want to just learn from you. But you need data. It is because you're able to gather data over time.
Okay.
So for me too, for instance, no time.
No, we are saying the same thing. I'm saying it's because you know your trade. That's why you can do that. But if you don't know the trade, you won't be able to train people. Do you understand? You have to know anything you're going to do. Know it first so that you will know. So those guys they can't hide their shoulder for you. So you'll be able to teach what you know. Yeah.
My question is, why did you resign at 50?
I was asked, retire at 50.
Sorry, why did you retire? Because to me, something like one of those African thinking was sit up.
No.
I'm not feeling it.
Okay, yeah. So wait, let me answer that question. I will answer it. When I was going to do this business, I'm a brand strategist. When I was working in the bank, I was in the branding. I was in strategic brand management. When I was coming out from the bank, I wanted to go into branding. I actually went to a branding school, but my fear was that it's only banking. If I'm going to be consulting for people, they will ask, "What have you done?" So I picked on hairstyling, but hairstyling was giving me money, so I stopped consulting. Do you understand? Like your question said, why did I retire? Now, doing the brand, doing hair salon, my plan was not to spread out. I actually tried spreading out. My plan was to come up with a model that can be replicated. Now, I have that model. I've done it in Lagos. I've done it in Abuja. I tried to do wholesale and all that. I saw it was working. But I told myself, I've already told myself I was going to retire at 50. Once I get to 50, I will stop. That's my own personal decision. And I also told myself, like he said something about that. When I get to 50, I'm going to be operating outside the country. It's something decision that I took a long time ago. Last year, I'm partially one leg. My family is not here. They're actually in Houston in America. So, what I've been doing since is just to perfect what I have on ground. I'm going to be operating from that side. It's a personal decision. What I have now, it can spread. I have a model that you can have 36. You can have salon in 36 states. I have the model. But what they do abroad, let me tell you what abroad is. It's not an African thing. Facebook bought over WhatsApp, bought over Instagram, right? You see, if you develop a model, other people come, they buy it off you. It's not done here. I have a model, Scalable model. If anybody is ready, come.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's take this one and yes. What's the question?
I think you already answered my question.
Okay.
I'm a makeup artist. I run a makeup outfit, and then the same challenge that everybody experiences. Last year, I was basically not around for 9 months, and trying to get someone around for the period I wasn't there was so difficult. So all I just did basically was I had to put in someone. My salesperson was just in charge of sales of products. So I keep cracking my head. Do services have to go on hold as much as you have to be outside the country? Because while I'm out there, I'm also working. But then right here in Nigeria, it's just like, if Adasa is not there, I'm not working. Or trying to put someone there is a major challenge.
Let me tell you what the problem is. It's very simple. If you heard what I said, have a model. You see BMW, there is one car. I love a BM. I love BM. See, they would come up with a model. They would test it, drive it against before they start mass producing. If you don't have a model, what are you mass producing? Getting a model is like you have to pass through. Is it the process of passing through? Break your heart,
It's an advantage.
Yes. Once you have, now you don't have a model yet. You don't have a model yet. You need to have a model that you can test against all odds. Do you understand? For those that are Christians, the Bible says it will press you down and shake you and run you over. That's what it takes to get a model. You have a model. Then you start. Before they started producing this, they did one. They tested it. If you notice the shape of the body, have you noticed the shape of body? It's like figure 8. This shape of a lady.
So research. Okay, let's take chips very quickly, and then we'll move on. We still get a chance to, interact with Bruno if you need his contacts and all that. He's quite accessible, and because of our relationship, anyone here can actually access him and speak with him. Because, like what he's saying, this is live and practical. When you have it, it does not matter where you do your business.
Anyway,
it will succeed. But if you don't master those fundamentals, you will struggle. And then the fundamental I've heard him say here goes back to knowing who your customer is, and then look at it, hairstyling, just one thing. Remember that quote about 10,000 kicks once, and then one kick 10,000 times. He can afford to do this retiring. Listen, it's not just knowing Bruno, it's not just retiring by mouth. It's backed up. Doing one thing and doing it so well. What he didn't say was, by the time he left the bank, he went to learn from Bobby for like a year.
3 years. 3 years. I understood it. Before I went to Bobby's, before I went to Bobby's signatures, I got a private teacher who taught me a whole year at home. When I went to Bobby's signature, was for me to get to know the key success factor, the back end.
One thing, not two things, just one thing, and then today, 7-something years later, But versus so many of us, we're doing too many products, we're doing too many customer segments.
Sorry, can I quickly drop this? Take it off tip. When I was doing this, my mom will call me. Hey, you people, go and buy a house, go and do this, go and buy land. That sometimes they'll call me from the village. There's this land, somebody has problem. I was sending money just to keep them off. But I focus on my business. When I was going to start Jabi Lake Mall, I spent close to 33 million naira to set up. It's enough for me to buy a land in Lekki, but I didn't do that. I was, focusing. I was not into real estate. I was not into every other thing, but my focus was this. Yesterday, I went because I have time now, so I went to visit my younger sister in the office, and she was saying, there's this guy that she bought land, these Adrian homes and all that. And I said, okay, this gist again, I said, okay, tell the guy to come and see me. So he brought a lift. I picked 1, 2, 3. I said, I'm going to buy these 3. So I said, but then they added it. They told me the amount. I told them, this is what I want to pay. I think everything came to about 12 something million, So I want to pay 10 million naira. So the guy said, no. I said, that is what I want to pay. They later came back and they said, yes. So I read the check.
That was it.
I can afford to do that now. That was the time I couldn't do that.
Right. You build your business first, and then your business build your dream.
Build
Okay.
Thank you so much for having time to come talk with us. You part of your start was about getting to know your story. I had some gaps when you said, could you illustrate with your own story? I mean, for me, it's okay. Well, what do you mean when you said to know your story?
Okay, it's very simple. We are emotional human beings. People are emotionally connected to you. See, now I have a lot of people come to patronize me because they heard I was asked to resign from the bank. And it's like, if you see everywhere, social media, Banker-Turned-Hairstylist, Banker-Turned-Hairstylist, and I know how to whip my story. Do you understand? So people want to identify with me because they prefer to come and put money. This guy walked in by and asked him, now you come to my shop, I'll wear suit just the way I go to bank, I'll be making hair. Now I've taught that to I have over 100 hairstylists. Wow. I've raised over 100 hairstylists. So why should I still be working?
That's a good one. That's a clappable offense. Thank you. I really want to say.
It's very simple.
Comparison. I think,
No, I will answer it.
Yeah.
Where is Bobby's signatures now? There's no more Bobby signatures. You see, I can say I was with Bobby's. When I studied Bobby's, everything was going. I told Bobby's, this is how you should do it. I did 3 branches for him. I initiated Bagada. I did Magodo. I did Omoni. We had a partnership. But people around him, they were telling him, what was this guy doing? He just go get, because as a model I said to him, look for salons that are not doing very well. Put your name there, just give me 4 boys. That's how we did Bagada, Magodo. And we're making money. We had like a 50-50 arrangement. At the end of the month, we share. They saw what I was taking. And they were telling him, what is it and we can do it? So he listened to them. But you know what I did? I was looking for a niche market, a place where no competition. That's why I went to the mall. And in the mall, you want to take a shop to do salon, 2.2 million naira. You have to have faith. I'm the only salon in the Ikeja City Mall. I'm the only salon in Jabi Lake Mall. If I have my salon by the roadside, everybody will come.
Competitive advantage. Very
no, I'm the only. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I moved there. It was not easy, but I did it by the grace of God. But within 7 months, Bruno became a household name. BBC interviewed me, Channels Television. Before almost all the newspapers, blogs, every one of them started writing about me. I think there was a day I came, they said Bobby's came to look for me.
Say no more. A round of applause for Bruno. Thank you very much. Thank you. That we can always call you and then sharing your rich experience and all that. I'm sure it means a lot. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay. No, just Google Bruno or I can Google Bruno or Bruno's place.
Bruno's place, you can get him. Yeah.
Like I'm very accessible. My number is 080 33 044 370.
You just say it slowly again.
080 33 044 370. And I'm very active online. And that's also my WhatsApp number.
Active on Twitter, Facebook, which one?
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the major.
All right, thank you very much. A round of applause for Bruno. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Speak later.